Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, and to start off today's video, we have a bit of sad news with the recent passing of a pioneer in both space and science, a theoretical physicist, the director of research of the Center for Theoretical Cosmology, Dr. Stephen Hawking. Now, he was 76 years old, and within the last day has sadly left us, having battled for years a very rare and slow-progressing neurological disease known as ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, that through his years, starting when he was very young, gradually paralyzed him over the decades. But still, and as many of you know, that did not stop Dr. Hawking from achieving star status amongst his colleagues in the scientific community, most notably for his study into the mechanics of black holes, the study of so-called singularities, and their relation to the Big Bang and how we came into being in the first place, as well as his study and consolidation of both general relativity and quantum mechanics, and the quantum theory of gravity. Now, since his passing, and as expected, there has been an outpouring of condolences from colleagues and institutions from around the world. And I have to say that with our loss of Mr. Hawking today, the field has definitely been narrowed down as it relates to some of the major theoretical and astrophysicists that we have today left. And as I was looking into Mr. Hawking, who has been a personal hero of mine over the years, him and many others, he was a pioneer in an ocean of pioneers who have all done their best to help us understand the universe with which we live. And although it was said that Mr. Hawking passed peacefully at his home in Cambridge this morning, I've discovered that theories are already circulating as to whether this is actually the case, and that whether there was something more to his recent passing. Now, far be it from me to attempt to create some conspiracy surrounding the passing of someone like this. However, I do just want to put this out there because I've gotten several emails about it, and I think that it's good to look at all sides of a story. And well, basically what some people are saying is that Mr. Hawking may have known something, or that he was going to reveal something to us that maybe a certain group of people or a certain entity did not want him to release. Now, if you guys remember, back in October and November of 2017, Dr. Hawking was spearheading the investigation and study of a very mysterious unknown object that had entered into our solar system from interstellar space, and that was something with which the likes we'd never seen before. And many of you will remember we posted multiple videos about this, of what most of you will remember as the mystery cigar that was causing all of this controversy, people wondering what the heck it was. And if you haven't seen those videos, well, basically, as I just said, astronomers back in 2017 suddenly detected this mysterious elongated object that was hundreds of meters in length, but only a tenth as wide, and that was speeding into our solar system from an unknown origin, traveling at almost 200,000 miles an hour, completely baffling astronomers and scientists who had never seen such a strangely shapen object. And indeed, this was the very first time that we had seen a so-called space rock taking on such a strange pencil-like shape. We had never seen it before. And so, of course, some would say cover story was put out that the mystery object was nothing more than a strange asteroid, later dubbed by the name Oumuamua. However, after studying the object and its chemical composition, its speed, the strange shape, and the fact that we had never seen one like it before, another theory began slowly creeping into the scientific community, and that maybe this mystery object wasn't natural at all, and that it very well could likely have been some sort of interstellar spacecraft that had either been abandoned, who knows how many years ago, and was simply free tumbling through space, galaxy to galaxy, or that may have been simply put into a sort of stasis, whereby which its internal power system had simply been turned off so that it could then use the gravitational pull from our sun to slingshot itself around and back on its way, exiting our solar system, which is exactly what the object did. Studies found that the object was extremely high in metallic content. Researchers then, led by Mr. Hawking, began listening with telescopes for signals that could possibly indicate that this object was not of a natural kind. And it even came to the point where Mr. Hawking himself confirmed the idea that this object very well may have been an alien spacecraft, due mainly to its long cylinder shape, which suggested that it was specifically built in such a way so as the spacecraft would minimize damage from interstellar gas and dust. And so the mystery continued throughout the weeks and months, leading us all the way to today with the passing of Mr. Hawking, and some out there are wondering whether this mystery object played a part in this tragedy and whether Mr. Hawking knew or had found out something about the object. And well, as I said, that's where we are. This is just breaking news, and I want to reiterate that there is no evidence as of yet that Mr. Hawking or his team had discovered anything new, or at least had published to the public. So, you guys tell me what you think down below. Again, it's a sad, sad day. The space and science research community has truly lost one of its stars. So, with that, let's get to some other news today. We have a new piece of UFO footage sent in by a viewer of something mysterious happening in the skies over Phoenix, Arizona, of what he described as a fleet of some 17 objects sitting static in the sky, not moving, and some of which looked as if they were sitting in formation. Here you are seeing the contrast enhanced version, which definitely brings these objects out much, much more. And as I said earlier, and as the viewer noted, these objects weren't moving, like you would think of maybe balloons or drones, stating that they all sat in the same formations, whether that be what appeared to be triangles, or one object sitting directly next to the other in these pairs. But they do look to be reflective in nature, either that or that are glowing from some sort of internal light source. I can't be sure, but they definitely look very still to me. And so any of you over Phoenix, Arizona, keep your eyes to the skies and get your cameras ready in case you see something similar. And big thanks to Kevin for sending this over. What do you guys think these things are? And as usual, we have come to our topic of mysterious boom of the day. Here we have a new report, this time out of Oklahoma, of a, quote, shaking boom that was heard shortly after 4 p.m. on the 13th.
We continue to follow that breaking news. First told you about at 5. So many people wondering what in the world was it, puzzled over a big boom seemed to be centered near Cleveland County.
Yeah, nobody knows what this was. We have reached out to more police and Norman Police, the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, so nobody knows what this is right now. But let us know if you felt it. You are blowing up our Facebook pages. We are talking about it on Facebook Live. Leave a comment on our Facebook page. More to come on that.
And so here we go, guys. The mystery boom phenomenon continues with thousands of reports of houses being shaken, the local police posting to Twitter admitting that they had found nothing in their investigation, as well as local weather services claiming that this was not an earthquake and that, well, it may have been just a meteor breaking up. And that seems to be the go-to reasoning every time one of these happens, although in most of the cases we do not see a meteor, we see nothing in the sky. And that also, according to many of the eyewitnesses or ear witnesses of these booms, who claim that they felt that the mystery rumblings were actually coming from underground, which deepens the mystery even further. And while this was happening, some more strangeness was occurring, this time up north over Vancouver, Canada, where not only did locals once again report hearing a mystery boom along with a possible fireball that was seen streaking through the sky, but what has been described as a weird sort of ash or dust that suddenly appeared on everything from cars to houses throughout the Washington and Vancouver areas. So I got an email here, as well as some social media postings about this. The first one reads, quote, "What's with the white dust on everything? It's in New West too. Does anyone know why it seems like a blanket of dust has been dropped on Albion? It seems every single car has a blanket of fine dust on it. Washed my truck last night." And another post here, which reads at the top, quote, "Okay, they just called me again. They don't believe it's pollen and are still investigating. They want reports from people." And then down below saying, quote, "Does anybody know why all the cars on the 207th are all covered in dust?" And so this is something that I actually rarely hear about. And I've so far gotten multiple emails from people stating that it didn't feel like pollen and it didn't really look like ash, but that it was extremely fine and white, or beige in color, with extremely fine particles, completely blanketing cars all over. Now this is just coming into me, so I'm still looking for photos of this, and when I get them, I will be posting them to my Facebook and Twitter, and I'll likely show them in my next video. But I just got this as I was finishing up editing this video here, so anybody over Washington and Vancouver who are experiencing this, definitely get some pics if you can, or any information, and send it over to me. So, a lot of stuff happening right now, guys. That is all I have for you today. So be sure to stay tuned. The strangeness continues, and with that, we will continue following it. So, you guys have a great rest of your night. Don't forget to support the channel or stop by and check out our Secure Team merch. Links are down below, and I will see you all back in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.